Hey, Taurus, Mel, intuitive coach here. Excited to bring in your 2026 yearly reading. All right, let's open up your energy field and take a look at what the upcoming year has in store for you. I will break it down month by month, so feel free to take notes or save this video so you can come back to throughout the year and check in. All right, Taurus, I am being shown the Six of Wands in my mind's eye. And I have a feeling you have, or you are about to, accomplish something that many people are never able to do, or it's very difficult for others to do and maintain, but you're doing it. Or you are opening up that energy that feels very inspirational. So for example, addiction. Perhaps you have made a choice in the past not to drink, and that may be something your family or people around you have struggled with, and you make it look easy, but you know that it wasn't, and you inspire others, and it can be a difficult path. A path of sobriety is not built for everyone. Can everyone do it? I mean, I feel like if they could, everyone would be, but not everyone needs to, because that's not part of their soul's path or their soul's direction. But the people that do struggle with that, you may be an inspiration for them or to them. Now that's just the example. It can be anything here in your life that people look up to you in some way, because it's like you have broken out of the cage or the conditioning around a situation, and that's very inspirational to many. And you have mending at the bottom of the deck. So this kind of fits in with what I'm talking about here, because it's like you're able to bring something together. You're able to bring the pieces together after hardship. Perhaps you have built a business from the ground up and you've gone through a lot of trial and error, but you have put a lot of your energy, your equity, your time, your money into this, and you're thriving. And that may be something that many people have given up on in the past, or it has been a wild ride, a wild journey, but here you are thriving. That's the type of message, the type of energy that's coming in for you. So when you have mending, it feels like you are a thought leader. Many of you have these mental notes that come in quickly where you're always taking notes of the world around you. But I also see that you are a healer of some sort. It doesn't mean that you have to have a job or a profession as a healer, but many of you may have that, or you may be called to share your knowledge, share your experiences or your hardships in some way, but to inspire and to motivate through maybe a motivational speech or through a book or through classes or writing or poetry or music. Whatever it may be for you, mending is saying you've done a lot of work. Some of you have connected to therapists. Maybe you've connected to shamans. You may have done EMDR, or you've really spent time and energy doing shadow work or inner child healing. And I see that there's been a lot of repair work, especially when it comes to the brain. I'm getting brain energy, neuroplasticity, or perhaps revitalizing the brain if that has been an issue of concern, or in the past, maybe mental thoughts have overwhelmed you. I'm also getting sleep. There could be an increase of better sleep for you in 2026, because I'm being shown the Nine of Swords. So some of you have definitely struggled with your sleep patterns. But as you can see, there are blue flowers showing up on the cracks here near the heart. And a lot of you, it's like you've went through an experience that has cracked your heart wide open, but you've got to know yourself better by putting those pieces back together. Kind of like Humpty Dumpty, right? And now you are living and leading, or aspiring to live and lead a better, healthier life for yourself and those around you. I feel like this is going to be a very inspiring year. I'm being shown the King of Wands, and it feels like you may be traveling a lot this year. There may be a lot of people that inspire you, a lot of work or creative endeavors that you participate in that feel like they're coming from a space of heart. There's a lot of gratitude, a lot of friends. I see a lot of people and animals in your energy, as well as some R&R, some time for you to just be with yourself as well. Now, starting off January 2026, you have Soul Tribe. And Soul Tribe is all about friendships. Moving into the year ahead, you are connecting with the people that you love, the people that support you, uplift you. This could be your family, chosen or blood. This could be other like-minded individuals that you are ready to gather with. So for example, let's say you want to feel healthier in the coming year and you are watching people online and maybe doing exercises from your home. Some of you could be going to the gym. I know that these can be New Year's resolutions, but it doesn't feel like you're necessarily focused too much on resolutions as you are wanting to feel good and feel aligned with the life that you are creating. Meaning, if you want to be healthier, but the actions are different than healthy, that's what you are addressing. You are saying, okay, I want to be in a relationship or I want to call in a relationship, but I'm choosing to spend time at home every night without opening up that invitation for me to connect with new people. So there is a disconnect that you're bridging the gap. It feels like there is this energy of connecting with others and also receiving helpful guidance or support from those around you. But I also feel like you are that same person for others. So Soul Tribe is coming up here in January because you have this shared journey with others around you and you are meant to inspire, but you're also meant to learn through the trial and error, right? Through the challenges. And also your family, for those of you that may have children, it feels like they have seen all parts of you, or perhaps those of you that are married or you lived with a relative, they have witnessed or seen all parts of you, but they love you nonetheless because you have taken accountability to continue growing and evolving. And I feel like you are very, very loved. But let's clarify here. Let's clarify Soul Tribe. Wanting to connect with people in 2026 and focus on strengthening existing bonds and making space for new ones to enter. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. You are kicking off the year in a very beautiful emotional space here, surrounded with a good support group or a network, or making space for this to enter your world in 2026. Taurus, 9 of Cups is a dream or a wish fulfilled. And you see that there is a girl and she's sitting in meditation right there on the ocean. She has that beautiful sandcastle behind her and she has her trusty cat as well, her best friend, and that cat is playing with a crab, kind of keeping it at bay. And I see that you're keeping your emotions at bay and you are leaning into the emotions that uplift you, such as happiness and joy and inspiration and motivation. It feels like those are the energies that are coming to the forefront instead of feeling like you're drowning in some of those heavier emotions. You know all about that, right? But you're staying positive. In the past, you have gone through some heavier emotions, perhaps shame, resentment, bitterness, grief, loss, right? You've gone through it, but this year you're like, wait a second, I want to explore happiness and dreams and wishes. And I also want to bring in people who can be a part of this because I don't want to go it alone. And that's what I was feeling in the beginning, where you have people who are contributing to this better lifestyle and you are contributing to helping other people have a better lifestyle as well. More happiness, more joy. There's a commitment here that you are taking all the way. There's a commitment, perhaps it could be a marriage, but it could also be an intention that you are setting in January and you find yourself fulfilling this intention. So if you are wanting to get healthy, I don't feel like you are falling off the bandwagon months in and saying, well, that's another failed New Year's resolution, right? You're saying, wait a second, I want to align my energy with the intentions that I have for living my best and healthiest life. And you're going to stick to that because it is something that means a lot to you. It's what you pay homage to. It's a commitment that you will keep. So the commitment you're making yourself is, how can I live and lead a happier, healthier life and let that flow out into my outer world, including soul tribe, community, friendships, and family. Beautiful way to start the year. Now moving into February, we have here spiritual toolbox. Taurus, you are someone who may be highly intuitive, especially when you're out in nature. It's like nature is your church, and connecting with animals or connecting with plant life, or even working with flowers, working with Bach flower remedies. It can be that you have a green thumb. As you see behind me, I have tons of houseplants, I think around 30 of them. I love greenery. I must be surrounded in it daily, and I love to get outside and go hiking and go walking. But you also enjoy that Venusian energy. You are also connected to Venus, so you enjoy the beautiful things around you. And for many of you, you may even be creating, or you have created, a sacred space in your home, in your yard, in your garden area. I'm getting a bench. Someone may have a bench. You may even have some sort of statue. It could be Buddha. It could be an angel. It could be a frog or an animal. It could be a statue where people see this when they enter your home, or it could be when they go out into the garden space. But it feels like this is your personal space as well. You may even have an altar in your home. But I see that you are really connecting to your spirituality in the month of February. And you could be using tarot or oracle cards, crystals, pendulums, runes, or sage, and allowing yourself to soak up this spiritual goodness, right? That's what it feels like, a spiritual goodness. And you may be learning or taking new classes around spirituality here, perhaps workshops, or you could be the one that is teaching others. So why is spirituality? Okay, Ten of Swords. So remember what I said about you accomplishing something that was very difficult? Many of you were able to close out this cycle due to tapping into your spiritual nature, due to community or connection that has to do with other people who may have been on that shared journey. And you've gone through something very challenging, very difficult, but you now, you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You're not in this purgatory. You're not in this deep pain anymore, but it still shows up in your life from time to time to remind you of how far you've come. And when you ever find yourself falling back into maybe old nostalgia around some sort of hardship, you whip out your spiritual tools. And this helps you get through your day, but it also helps you ascend into a higher frequency. So 10 of Swords, you may even be helping someone out in February that really does need your help. If you are a teacher, a coach, a mentor, a parent. 9 of Wands, but it's important not to take on their stuff. You can help someone. I always say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. It's important to not exhaust yourself, but to teach, to model by example, and to inspire, but try not to get backed into a corner with this situation, okay? Because some of you may take on things that are maybe personal, or you may take on things or energies that are difficult to entangle, and you don't want to feel like you are, backed into a corner, like a bull backed into a corner, right? It's going to wreak havoc. It's going to feel suffocated. It's going to feel like I got to get out of here. So that's the energy I see here for you, is saying use your spiritual tools. Don't let something overwhelm you. Yeah, King of Swords, use your logic here. And I feel like you are also connecting with finances. I'm getting something with either financial, legal matters. This could be taxes for some of you as well. It feels like you've been preparing preparing yourself, or you are equipped with new tools as well when it comes to dealing with finances or dealing with maybe legal matters here. So I like this. I feel like there's guidance, there's help. You may even be connecting to a professional. So it feels like I was just going to point this out. 6 of Pentacles at the bottom. There's the Pentacle realm, and it feels like there's some sort of charitable heart or reciprocity or financial support in some way that could assist or help you as well, if need be. You have some tools here. In the month of March, we have Animal Kingdom. Now, many of you are pet lovers, or you love to get out in nature, be out in the wild, and it wouldn't surprise me if you also have a spirit animal. Many people have a spirit animal or a totem that they may work with throughout their lives, or ones that come in at a certain period to kind of help you lend their characteristics or the strengths that they hold, or they teach you. They're here to teach you. And you may be connecting to animals in nature. So do pay attention in the month of March. The animals that show up in your outer world or through your dreams, through meditations. This could even be family pets that come up to you, and you may have pets of your own. And some of you, this could be a great month for like a vet checkup or to open yourself up to companionship. Perhaps some of you are wanting a new animal, and maybe you're starting to think about this in the month of March, springtime energy. But Animal Kingdom brings in lessons around companionship. And because I see a lot of this for you this year, you have a lot of really beautiful energies. I'm so excited to share 2026 with you, because it feels like this is one of those years that you've been waiting for. And we are meant to live a life in the now that emotionally feels good, feels abundant, feels happy, that feels pleasuresome. That's our birthright. But sometimes we wait, or we think that when we receive something, when we get that job, when we are in that relationship, we'll be happy. And what I mean by this is, kicking off January, you're not waiting to be happy. You're saying, I'm going to choose happiness right now. And you're incorporating small action steps in your daily routine that contribute to you feeling happy daily. Instead of waiting for something to happen that's going to shift your world, you're saying, I am going to be the change that I want to see in my world. And so there are lessons around unconditional love. Lessons around companionship, emotional support, not just through animals, but in your own life, because the animal kingdom is here to teach us. Spirit, what do we need to know about the energy of March, please? Justice. All right, justice. So we just seen the King of Swords coming through with that spiritual toolbox. March time, you are negotiating. There's a settlement, perhaps, if you've been dealing with a legal issue. Maybe that's what you've been waiting for, some sort of settlement to be finalized. I mean, this could be a divorce. It could be a family situation, if there's been an inheritance, or if there's been back and forth with child custody or placement, or if you've been dealing with a landlord issue, or if there's been something with your office and HR got involved and there's been some legal battles or issues. It just feels like there are strong energies coming through. I mean, after all, justice is here in the upright position. So it feels like this could be a very big month when it comes to balancing out energies, because there's been some sort of loss that you've had to endure going through these lessons, learning the lessons around companionship or support or unconditional love. Because when the justice is showing up here as, you know, the 5 of Cups, you didn't feel supported. Or there was a time where there was guilt or bitterness or remorse, resentment, or conditional love, where conditions were put around something that should have been very beautiful but ended up very ugly. And it feels like that is being rebalanced in a very spiritual way, a very karmic way, and you are ready to close that chapter. All right, so powerful month, very powerful month. Let's look at quarter two. Quarter two, we have April. Kicking off April here, we have adventure. So kicking off Taurus season as well. We have adventure coming in, exciting times ahead. Yes, this is beautiful. I'm being shown the Chariot here and the Fool card. Some of you are traveling in the month of April. This is new opportunities, spiritual quest ahead, world travel, Knight of Swords, another card of travel, but also fast moving energy. So there may be a lot happening. You may be prepping or getting ready for the sale of a home or to relocate, or if you do have travel coming up, I feel like you are busy trying to get everything done before you may leave. But this is also about expansion. It's like the world energy where you could be expanding your ideas, taking them to a whole new level, putting them out into the world to be seen, turning those ideas and bringing them to life. You have the Ace of Cups. This is a very, very favorable month for you, Taurus. And no surprise as we're kicking off the beginning stages of your season here. And I am getting this strong energy of love. It feels like there's a lot of love here surrounding you. There's a lot of powerful communication. You may be getting to know new people. You may be excited to see how people respond to perhaps the energy that you're putting out there, but there's an even exchange. It feels like liberation. You may be freed from something here, and it feels like there's also an overflowing opportunity of abundance that also shows up. So perhaps there is a financial increase or an abundant flow that comes up, and you're able to share with others. You're able to maybe purchase something that you've wanted for quite some time, or it could be helping others out, or you feel like this helps you out in some way. So I really love the Ace of Cups showing up with adventure here. And the Ace of Wands, back-to-back aces. Hello, Taurus season, kicking off good. It feels like this is really when your year begins. Now, it doesn't mean that you're not feeling good in January, but sometimes it is the start of the astrological new year, Aries season, right? That March time, March, April, and moving into your season is a whole new trip around the sun. You are in the spotlight, and boy, oh boy, you are. There's passion here. There's love. There's excitement. There's a new sense of purpose. There's a new age for many of you. And it feels good. You are going all the way. Communication is manifesting rapidly. So be mindful of your thoughts. So I love adventure coming through for you. Let's look at May. We have a second chance to have another trip around the sun that feels enjoyable, that feels honest, that feels real. Many of you, this is a second chance at love, perhaps after loss. This could be new business contracts, new career contracts coming in. It says here, better offer. After maybe something earlier was declined, or it wasn't approved, or it wasn't time to move forward, this is the better offer coming through. And you have been rebuilding. You've been rebuilding a life for yourself that feels better. Yeah, look at that. You have the Death. And normally I wouldn't get so excited over the Death card, but this is new beginning. It's the other side. It's of transformation. You know, when you're going through transformation and it's not fun, right? It's icky, it's sticky. You're like, okay, I know that there is another path here opening up, that there's a new version of myself being reborn, but there can be fear in that uncertainty. And sometimes we cling to that safety net when we're really meant to free fall into a new beginning. That's the Fool. And I see that you're no longer clinging, or nor do you need to, because something has finalized out. A chapter has closed for you, and it feels like you are rebuilding here based on the other side of transformation, and it feels good. But let's clarify the Death card. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, beautiful. Stability, home, finances, career, health. Queen of Pens is the queen of the material world. She is able to balance her responsibilities, but also take time to check in with her, connect with her spirit, her soul, get out in nature. Some of you may be cat lovers. I see a lot of cats here. Maybe a black cat means something to you, but I'm also getting here The fruits of your labor are paying off. You could be selling a home, purchasing a home, real estate transactions here, or Airbnb connected to finances, connected to your material world. It feels like something is finally over and you have a second chance at life. Wow. I love quarter two for you. It feels like quarter two, especially as your season starts to kick off, the better things become. Now let's move into June, milestone month. Wow. I would say here, quarter two and maybe quarter four are some of the most powerful and influential out of 2026. You have milestones, big accomplishments here. This could be part of what we were talking about earlier, where you are receiving the accolades, the compliments, and the rewards that you deserve for getting through a situation that has been very trying, very challenging for you mentally, financially for some of you, physically. And there's a big victory, a big, big victory. The moon is saying there's clarity here because you have been trusting in the unknown, even if it's been difficult to do, even if those creepy illusions start to show back up, you're not letting them throw you off kilter, because the moon is also connected to our intuition. And so you're trusting your intuition here versus trusting fears around this newfound success. Milestones coming through is also a promotion. It could be a reward. It could be a big chunk of money that comes after hardship. It's like, you deserve this. Three of Swords in reverse. You deserve this because it has not been a walk in the park to get to this milestone. You have put your blood, sweat, tears, energy, and soul into something here. You deserve this win. This is huge, Taurus. The Eight of Pentacles, there is your work. There's mastery. I love it for you. You have learned through trial and error. There has been a lot of highs and lows. And one thing, though, that is getting you to this place is you didn't give up. You didn't give up where many people would have. Many people would have crumbled under the pressure. Many people would have quit long ago, or it may not have been a part of their soul path, but I feel like something you are achieving here is absolutely part of your journey, and you inspire many people to become better versions of themselves because that is what you are doing for your own life. Taurus, big energy here. Let's dive into Q3. July, August, and September. You guys like my teacup? I'm a huge Wizard of Oz fan, so we have Glinda the Good Witch, because we're all a little witchy, right? But we get to choose, and today I'm choosing Glinda. So we have here rest and retreat. So moving into January, February, March, April, May, July. Moving into July, this is some downtime. Here in the Northern Hemisphere, we are kicking off the summer months. July can be fun. And I see that you are taking some time out. Perhaps this is summer vacation if your kids are home from school or college. I see that you're spending time with your people, but you could also be traveling, right? You have this rest and retreat. Maybe you're going on a yoga retreat, or you're spending time going on a cruise with your family or your loved ones. You're taking some time out to live the good life and to recoup, because it's been one heck of a start to the year here, but you've just done a lot. There's been a big up-leveling of energy in quarter two, and moving into quarter three, you're like, I need to relax. Like, I need to enjoy the fruits of my labor instead of feeling like I have to be productive or rushing for the next thing to show up. I'm just going to enjoy this. And thank goodness you are. You deserve it because you've been carrying a heavy load. And I'm getting the 10 of Wands sideways. So it means that you get to drop some of those heavy burdens and you get to rest. Some of you are enjoying time on the beach, spending time with your loved ones. Again, children potentially. Page of Wands. This downtime is also going to bring in a new creative outlook on your life. I'm getting interior design or decorator. Some of you have an eye for aesthetics, and you could even design clothing, or perhaps you are an interior decorator or designer, but you may turn this into a business. Maybe this is a passion project of yours, but I also see you having some new marketing opportunities as well. Perhaps you are reinventing a website, or you are writing a book, or you are creating PDFs to add to your newsletter or to add to your market funnel and tunnel. I feel like there's some really beautiful ideas that come through this rest and restorative process that you are giving yourself here in the month of July. Let's get one more, please. Rest and retreat. Yeah, take a load off and try the best that you can not to bring work with you. I know it can be easier said than done sometimes, but you have the 10 of Cups. Spend time with family. Spend time with your support. I knew that we were going to see this card eventually because there's so much love and community and connection around you. Rest and retreat. You could meet the love of your life while you're maybe spending some downtime, focusing on things that you love, maybe even a hobby or an inspirational project. Or if you are already married, or if you are already in some sort of connection, it feels like taking some time away is going to help the both of you reset. Yeah, 8 of Cups. You're moving on here. You're moving on from feeling like you have to hold everything together. Like you get to enjoy life a little bit, and you're moving on to more emotional fulfillment this month. So I love that for you. Let's look at August. We have intuition in the month of August. This is that voice within. And because you also have here that spiritual toolbox, many of you are strengthening your intuitive backbone, meaning you are receiving intuitive messages at a faster rate or pace because you're not letting your logical mind talk you out of that intuitive voice. Asking yourself, is that my intuition? Or is this correct, or is this true? You're not self-doubting like you were in the past. So intuition is coming in clear, coming in strong in the month of August. I also see you have the ability to read a room. You have the ability to see through people's masks that they wear. That could be a gift of yours, Taurus. But we have 2 of Cups. You may be calling in or connecting with someone that you have a high spiritual compatibility or connection with. This can be love, it can be romance, but it could also be a very important partnership when it comes to maybe your business or some of your dreams or your goals. Spirit, tell me about this alignment, please. 6 of Swords. So 6 of Swords is that calmer water. It feels like things are going a lot smoother when it comes to your partnerships than they have in the past. Taurus, some of you have learned some heavy lessons around the ego. You've learned some heavy lessons around a battle, around wounds or scars, or perhaps the inner child throwing tantrums, throwing fits, conditional love, and basically 5 of Swords energy. And the 6 of Swords tells me that you've been working on calming and bringing peace to your nervous system, not disaster, not fight or flight. And you have the ability to attract because you yourself are not becoming avoidant. Therefore, you're not going to attract what it is that you are or what it is that you need. You are in alignment with partnerships that feel good, that feel calm, and that feel like you can be safe and secure with who you are. And relationships that are not compatible, or relationships that challenge you or test you, I feel like you are looking within and saying, okay, what is it that I need? What pattern may subconsciously be playing out? Because I don't want that to happen. And that's where your intuitive voice comes in, and you are aligning with what truly matters, coming from a space of heart, not a space of fear. So this is that intuitive voice versus that conditioning voice that can hold one back. All right, so let's look at the final month of quarter 3. We have here September energy coming through. So teamwork, making that dream work. We have more support. The fact that you have soul tribe and teamwork and the 10 of Cups really tells me you have people on your side, people in your corner, people who look up to you, people who are wanting what you have to offer. And it feels like this month for you, there is a co-creation of sorts. I'm getting a 3 of Pentacles where there's collaborations that are very beneficial for all, but you are also joining forces with perhaps someone in your field so you don't have to feel like you're doing it all alone. This may be a little bit of a theme of yours at times with this 10 of Wands, because you have this ability to attract resources, helpful people, but sometimes that stubbornness can push people away because you may like things the way you like them, or there may be a belief that if I don't do it right, or if I don't do it, it's not going to get done right. Or it could be that you feel like you have to grind in order to receive affection, attention, or love. And those are all things that are not true, right? Those are all based in old conditioning. You have the ability to offload in a way where you feel supported instead of feeling guilty about asking for help, or instead of feeling like you are not going to receive it in the first place. I see that you've done a lot of work around opening up and letting others in. And you have here quite a few cards that just came out with teamwork. So we have a little backstory, Spirit is saying, with this 10 of Wands. You have the Knight of Wands. This can be an inconsistent energy. Some of you have had very inconsistent people in your life, or perhaps your own energy has felt unsure of, do I connect, or how do I reach out, or is this going to be reciprocated? So there's been this inconsistency of some sort. And then we have the Hanged Man, which kind of leaves us feeling complacent or stagnant, or just feeling like we're going through a bit of a forced pause in our lives when it comes to teamwork, when it comes to community, when it comes to group efforts, right? Good team players working together instead of feeling like it has to be cutthroat competition. And then we have the 5 of Cups saying, okay, I understand in some of the emotional aspects of why this has taken place, why there hasn't been that support. Maybe this stems from early childhood or earlier years. Maybe this stems from a partner or a spouse that I had that, it was very one-sided, or I felt like I was carrying the weight of the relationship. It could be a career where you felt like you weren't supported. So there's been a lot of learning around that, but you have the 9 of Cups and the 6 of Wands. And that was the card I was seeing in the very beginning in my mind's eye, and didn't both of these cards come up? The 9 of Cups is a wish, but 6 of Wands is recognition. So your dreams are being recognized. That's why you have teamwork here. That is the energy here that I'm picking up on, where other people are acknowledging your gifts, your skills, your talents, and you don't have to carry these things alone. Like, you have support here, and you're realizing it perhaps for the first time, or maybe you're realizing that you are so grateful, not that you are not grateful now, but there's this deep level of appreciation that you have and that the people around you have for you. And that's where that 2 of Cups comes in, alignment. Quarter 4, final quarter of the year. We have here October, November, and December. We have perhaps some travel coming in the month of October. This is Wanderlust. That gypsy soul is activated. And I see that you are opening yourself up, expanding in ways that you never thought possible. If you're not traveling this month, you're definitely going on a bit of a journey. Wanderlust has to do with playing with multiple timelines and expanding your horizons, expanding your viewpoint, seeing things from different angles, different perspectives. It allows you to grow. It allows you to evolve and to connect with people. I am getting the World here, so it does feel like there's some sort of victory as well. I mean, you have a few of them this year. You have the 9 of Swords in reverse. So there is a release here of anxiety around a situation, or you're working on not letting those anxieties steal your joy, steal your happiness. I just heard insecurities as well. So some of you, there may have even been a diagnosed anxiety, anxiety syndrome or like social anxiety. Some of you may have had, but I see that you are pushing through that fear or pushing through an insecurity. Yep, because Six of Swords, moving forward, moving towards, what are we moving towards here? Page of Cups, beautiful. A new emotional experience of the heart. This is creativity. It's fun. It's play. It is you saying, I'm going to open up my spiritual talents, my spiritual gifts, and I am going to create the most beautiful canvas I've ever created, because you are holding that paintbrush and the world is your canvas. You have it right in front of you. And some of you, this is going to be a relationship that you are exploring. It could be that you are opening yourself up to new creative endeavors and you are trying something that you haven't done before, but it's fun and it's exciting and you're pushing through those fears and you're moving towards growing and evolving in ways that perhaps you never thought possible. The Knight of Wands, beautiful. So the Knight of Wands is showing up here a little bit sideways, which says there is this passion fueled energy coming through with this Page of Cups, but it almost feels like there's consistency as well. It feels like you want to keep this going. You want to keep it up because it excites you and it brings you to life. And so there's this dragon you see up on the mountain. And because that Nine of Swords is in reverse with that Six of Swords, you are facing some of those fears, but you're not letting those fears bring you down. You're not going to let that rain on your parade. And it requires a level of trust. Moving into November, this is a leap of faith. This is fidelity, honest assessments with yourself, with others. And I see that you are, well, there's commitment, the word commitment. So you are staying committed to this joyful path, this playful path of expanding your mind, doing things in ways that perhaps you haven't done in the past, because the mind gets in the way. And sometimes we like doing things in a way that we like doing them. And when something comes in and kind of threatens that stability, it can throw us for a little bit of a loop. But whatever is showing up for you, whether this is in your career, maybe it's relationships, it's soul tribe, it could be inspirational ideas that you're taking to the next level. You're really expanding your horizons in 2026. So you have the Wheel of Fortune here. You have the Wheel of Fortune with the King of Swords, which is saying it's okay to bend the rules. It's okay to change your mind or to expand your thinking. And that's exactly what I'm getting here for you. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying this is fate, this is destiny that is guiding you to move towards a new chapter of your life, because the Wheel of Fortune is change. And so it feels like you're undergoing some personal change. So for example, sometimes when a person is single for quite some time, they build in that independent lifestyle and they do things a certain way. They like to sleep in their big king bed, get up whenever they want, or I should say go to bed whenever they want, eat what they want. They don't have to share that energy or space with someone else, and that can become their norm. They really start to enjoy that independence, and then someone comes along, someone new, and it challenges what you've been doing for quite some time. And you are trusting that by expanding, by making space for this new energy to show up, that it's going to better your life with this Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like it absolutely will. Now, moving into December, and I hope I got the months right. I apologize if I had to count here the months, but we have December, which is all about choices. Choices talks about free will, feeling like you're a bit between worlds, and that makes sense if you have had something come in that has kind of thrown you for a little bit of a mental loop, but you're excited about it, but you're still a little bit hesitant because it's going to change and alter your world. And we are creatures of habit. We are creatures, we want stability. And so there's a choice here. Do I stay in my old world? Do I open up to this new world? And so you're in between worlds in the month of December. And there's this balance. And I'm hearing S, Selena, Serena. Selenina. I'm not quite sure what that is. Sounds like selenite, but this could be maybe a name in a different language, but it feels like there's a strong S coming in. I mean, take it as it resonates. It could be your name, someone that you're working with or calling in here. It could be a new person that you connect with, maybe Shirley. I'm also getting here with choices, and we'll clarify here. It feels like you are trying to find the balance between the old and the new world, because this new world lights you up, but there may be, and this is something we don't talk about often, the grief of leaving behind an old life or an old identity, even if that old life or old identity was challenging, or even if it was good, because it was a part of us. And we don't often talk about how we undergo a little bit of a grieving process as we're shedding. And look at this, Queen of Swords in reverse. So it feels like you are getting clear about what you want. And instead of being maybe wishy-washy, I feel like you are making choices and making decisions to say, okay, I understand that this is an old identity, but I've outgrown it. And that's why Wanderlust is here, because for many of you, that Wanderlust is an outgrown, like you've hit the next level of your life, of a relationship, of a career, of a home, of a community, and you're ready to grow, expand, advance. Knight of Wands again. Look at that passionate adventure coming in. So you have the ability to choose spontaneity and to choose to open yourself up, even if you're not quite sure how long something is going to last. But sneak peek, rolling back into the months prior, we have commitment. We have trust, which does say commitment here. So it feels like something will be worth it, even if you're not quite sure about the outcome or end game. I feel like it's about the journey. And it is about bringing that passion into your life, that joy into your life. Let's get a final card here for Taurus. The Ten of Swords in reverse. A new day has dawned, right? You've had this show up a few times. Remember how far you've come. So from time to time, you remember what you've gone through in the past, and you remember how worthy you are. You have come so far on your journey. So many people look up to you because not many have walked down this path or have overcome what you've overcome or have gone through what you've gone through. And the Ten of Swords is saying a new day has dawned. You have the ability to choose a happier, more abundant life that is filled with support, that is filled with tribe, that is filled with community, family. And even though it may not look the way that you had originally intended, it could be something even more spectacular. And here's the world. I've been waiting for that world to show up, and I just noticed it at the bottom of the deck. So this is your completion. As you move into, again, another year cycle from 2026 into 2027, it just feels like you are not the same person that you were going into the year, but I also see that so much is changing for you. You may look back and think, wow, it has been such a profound year. And I don't see huge downs for you. And I'll tell you, right, if there's moments that feel, okay, like this is going to be such a hardship that I'm going to sit in for months and months, possibly years. We saw that tower earlier, which can be dodging a bullet, but you were equipped with the tools that you needed to deal with something so it didn't linger out past the time it needed to. And I see a lot of beautiful beginnings. You have the double aces, you have adventure, you have travel, you have people. Taurus, this is a good year for you. Soak it up. Get ready. Even though it may feel like it's a little bit maybe slow starting off, it really kicks off during your season. So that is what I have for your year ahead. If you enjoyed the reading, please give it a thumbs up. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. And if you are interested in a personal reading or signing up for the monthly newsletter or the free reading giveaway, you can find that in the description box below or by visiting intuitivesoulcoach.com.